Hey everybody, Sonny Borba here from Raider Aviation, and today's lesson video is going to be on the power off stall. And the reason that we practice stalls really is kind of confusing to begin with, because we practice these stalls and stall recovery up at altitude, which is really not where the dangerous time is in terms of stalling an airplane. We really want to try to simulate that we're low to the ground, which is where a lot of stalls that end up in accidents, that's where those stalls happen. So the power off stall is meant to simulate an approach to landing stall. So we've got to get that in our mind when we're practicing this maneuver. When we're up at altitude, we really want to simulate that we are approaching a runway. So that's why we reduce power and we lower the nose and pitch for our approach airspeed. So we'll actually be in a descent. And then we visualize the runway being right in front of us. We get into ground effect, or maybe a little bit too high out of ground effect. We bring power to idle and we flare, we round out, and we try to hold that nose up, and we're too far from the ground to really make a safe landing. And you're trying to extend that flare, extend that round out, and really make the runway, and you're holding that nose up, your airspeed is dropping, and that's how the power off stall can occur in a very unsafe situation. So really, stalls are all about learning how to recover from a stall. And recovering from stalls is all about lowering the angle of attack. So that's one of the first things we do. We get that angle of attack down, get the air attached to the top of the wings again, get your full power in there, get a notch of flaps out to get rid of some drag, and immediately start climbing. That's part of the maneuver that we see missed the most. Students will recover from a stall but not initiate a climb. And that's I believe, due to being at altitude and not being close to the ground. So we need to be able to visualize that ground surface when we're practicing this maneuver. All right, let's cut to the clip, go up in the airplane, and check out the power off stall maneuver.
All right guys, here we are in the cockpit. We're at 5,500 feet. We've done our clearing turns, cleared the area, and we've got an emergency landing spot picked out to our left. We're gonna show you the power off stall maneuver.
Okay, like Sonny said, we have a good outside reference point that we're not going to mistake one for another. And when we're ready, we're going to get the airplane basically into landing configuration with full flaps. So one notch at a time. As soon as we get in the white arc, we can get that first notch of flaps. We're maintaining altitude at 5,500 and letting the airspeed bleed off. Once we're stabilized, we get that second notch of flaps. We're maintaining outside directional control, mostly with our rudder. And when we're stabilized, we'll get full flaps there. With full flaps, we're creating more drag than we are lift. As the airplane slows down, we're going to be in behind the power curve, so we're going to need more power to go slower. At this point, once we get to 70, we're going to let the nose come down into a descent, because remember, we're landing. It's a landing stall. So coming down, letting the airplane descend at 70, and once we have that, we're going to pull the power all the way to idle. We're going to smoothly raise the nose back to the horizon like we're flaring the airplane. Simulating stretching out our approach here. Using our rudder to maintain good heading. Pitching the nose up until we get the full stall. And when we get the break of the stall, we're dropping both hands, both coming forward, and then immediately first notch of flaps. Maintaining our heading outside with our feet. Once we get a safe airspeed, we're going to climb back away from the ground. Do not raise the nose until we get our VX or our VY. Once we get a positive rate of climb, we're going to get a second notch of flaps out. Careful that this doesn't create a descent at any point. And then raising the nose, getting a positive rate of climb, we can get that last notch out. All while maintaining good directional control with our feet.
Fleet traffic helicopter 446 here, going for departing south into the field northbound.
All right guys, there's the power off stall maneuver. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.